one underway. This is the 11th all-time meeting between these two schools that are separated by about 90 minutes. Cal leads the all-time series 6-4 and has won 6 consecutive meetings. So we are officially underway, and Versteeg will control to get it started here tonight for Sacramento State. Versteeg, by the way, the one thing she wants to do is get in the paint and score off the dribble, and that's exactly what she does to get it started.
First play there, that's just a guard-to-guard handoff. Miscommunication there, gets an easy bucket to the rim.
And you can see the Hornets putting on the pressure, and that's no surprise. I talked to their head coach, Aaron Koloff, yesterday, and he says, our plan is to defend 94 feet the entire night. Nice little two-person game right there to set up Barnes for the bucket.
I love to see Barnes coming right back, carrying that momentum from those 17 points the other night.
Cal with 4 freshmen on this year's team, 8 new players overall, 4 new starters. And the Bears trying to come up with a turnover, a lot of contact, no whistle. Picton gets free for 3 and drills it. And that's not Sacramento State's forte, by the way. That's only their 10th made 3 of the season, and this is their 3rd game of the season.
If there is a player you want to defend, though, from the three-point line, it is Picton. You do not want to give her wide open looks like that.
Yeah, they've taken now with that 3, they've taken 37 on the season. She's taken 19 of them. Bears go inside out, but the 3-second violation is going to give the ball back over to Sacramento State. And you and I talked before this game started. One of the bugaboos with Cal last year was turnovers. They need to make sure that they clean that up, not only tonight, but all season long.
Absolutely. They were a more veteran team last season. They're a little bit younger in that point guard spot this season. So look for those turnovers. Those mistakes might happen, but it's going to be an Achilles heel if they can't take care of the ball.
Second chance opportunity is good for Mjracle, and that's something that you were worried about as well, giving up rebounds for the Cal Bears tonight. See Sharman Smith, 25 wins last year, her most as the head coach here at Cal. Got the team to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018-19. She got an extra year added onto the contract as a result of her success. Lulu Twydale is going to have to get involved tonight for the Bears a little more than she was in Paris. Empty trip for Cal. Sac State 3 won't drop. Another offensive rebound, another second chance opportunity. And we'll keep it on this end as the Hornets are crashing the glass. Let's look at Aaron Koloff in his 3rd year now with Sacramento State. He's been well traveled, though this is his first job as his first stop as a head coach. But he's been all over the country, working for a lot of big programs, BYU, TCU, amongst the way, LSU.
Very defensive-minded teams, which does not surprise me with the pressure. And you see there with the slap through a couple fouls, but he's defensive-minded coach.
And I'll tell you, that is the one thing he said to me yesterday when I spoke to him about Versteeg. He said he will play her 40 minutes if she can stay on the floor. The only reason she'll come off is she is prone to picking up some fouls.
That's tough. You got to balance that aggressiveness, but also be under control.
So look at Puff. Will pull up and shoot the 3. And Puff Morris coming in as a top 25 recruit. The reigning Ms. Basketball in California. That shot may have been touched by a Bear. And indeed it was. So it's going to stay with Sacramento State.
Great job by Walker getting out there, gets a hand on it, saves that potential 3-point shot.
Walker transfers from South Carolina. Played 2 years with the Gamecocks. Picton dumps it off. And now J-Tay for Gray. Shot clock is getting low. Versteeg. Nice defense by the Bears overall. And how about Mjracle Sheppard at the end of that, not letting Versteeg shake free for a shot.
That is where Mjracle Sheppard can really shine. Defensive-minded, great program coming from LSU. She knows how to defend at the end of the clock.
But then the Bears give the basketball right back. Picked in. And now knocked free. Who touched it last? And the officials confer and say it was the last touch by the Bears. Still 17 on the clock here for Sacramento State. Cal trying to build on their home success of last season. Last year they were 16-1 in this building and felt very comfortable.
It was impressive. This crowd had showed up for them. They were comfortable here. A lot of those ACC teams had to travel out west.
North Carolina was the only team to come in here and get a win last year. Sharma told me earlier today, she said, well, you know, we didn't have the heavyweights coming into Haas last year, and this year we do. But that you can look at that two ways. A, it's either going to be harder to win as many home games, especially when you get into the conference, but B, at least you're playing the tough teams at home.
Oh yeah, Notre Dame's got to come here, Duke has to come here, and that's an advantage to have this home crowd.
That's going to be it was going to be a travel or a shot clock violation, one or the other, and recognizing it late, J-Tay has to try to make something happen, and she shuffled the feet. Twydale. Strong take, but nothing to show for it for Barnes. Versteeg. And now the Bears come up with the basketball. Twydale looking to lead in transition. Lulu finds Morris on the left wing, and that'll rattle home for the three. And Puff Morris, her first career-made three in this building.
Great drive by Lulu, but stayed under control, found the open player, and then Puff gets a wide open three, knocks it down.
By the way, if you're just coming out from under the rock, Puff was, as I mentioned, she was a heck of a player down at Etiwanda High School, and she's the reigning Ms. California Basketball Player of the Year, top 25 recruit. Real name is Aliana, but she said her dad used to call her Puff as kind of a loving nickname when she was a kid, and it just kind of stuck because her teammates could never say Aliana, Aliana. Nice bucket inside by Cal as Mjracle Sheppard gets it going for the first time, and we're back to even at 7 apiece.
I love that she didn't settle for the three. They're daring her, scouting report her to shoot that shot. Instead, takes her time, gets to the rim.
Picton keeps the dribble alive, now finally gives it up for Versteeg. The Bears turning up the defense here. Picton gets free for three. That won't drop, and the Bears finally come up with a defensive board. Cal looking for its first lead of the game. Twydale gets tied up in the paint, and the call's gonna go against Cal.
Dog, she knows how to compete, and that's what I think is her #1 asset.
By the way, I looked at the Cal High. There's a couple of different awards that are handed out for that, but I looked at the Cal High Ms. Basketball Players of the Year, and they started handing it out in 1972. Puff at 5'6" is the shortest player ever in the history of that award to be given that honor.
That's impressive.
So you can tell that, you know, she's got some game, that is for sure.
Don't let the size fool you.
Bears looking to take the lead for the first time tonight, and that is a nice job of interior passing. And California, in fact, does go on top as Claude Langarita able to get the bucket.
What a beautiful ISO play they set up for Taylor right there. Makes the perfect read, too.
Picton gets the high screen. Bears doing a nice job of pressuring the defense up at the top of the key, and they come away with the basketball. Sacramento State has turned it over 4 times in the last 4+ minutes. That three had way too much on it. Ruby Gray off the dribble, gets the bucket to go. First points tonight for Gray. Nice two-player game. Langarita sets up Morris, and she'll draw the foul. And Puff with a chance to go to the free throw line. Let's go back to that last possession by Cal.
ISO for Taylor Barnes. Great job, makes the perfect read. Good pass. Langarita putting it in there. And then Lulu getting put in the spin basket a little bit. Great drive there. Wide scoop finish.
So Morris to the charity stripe. And attempted 2 free throws in Paris. Didn't hit either, so she's still looking for her first make from the free throw line as a collegiate player. And you can check that off the list. And now it's the Bears showing some pressure defense. Sacramento State breaks it. And now Picton will set up the offense. Oh, and a misfire. Donis says thank you very much, but Picton, little Don BB-esque there, comes over and knocks it free.
That's how you sprint back when you turn the ball over there. The sprint back, great job right here to not give up the possession, going right for the ball, also not fouling there.
Am I dating myself on the Don BB reference?
A little bit. I was thinking like Breon January, that's my reference.
You do know the reference though, right? Did you ever see Don Beebe chase down Leon Lent in the Super Bowl?
No!
Oh my goodness.
Gotta pull it up.
You gotta hit YouTube. And if you had Don Beebe on your bingo card for this one, that's worth 6 points. I had no idea I was gonna say that tonight. Anyway, the Bears trying to push to their 1-point lead. Twydale, who was 1 for 11 in Paris, can't get the 3 to go. But the Bears crash the glass and get the foul. I mentioned Lulu Twydale. She's got to find a way to find her stroke. And you made a great point when we were talking about her before we went on the air tonight. You know, last year, you had Cremili, you had Suarez, and you also you had Kayla, who was in the mix too. And there were so many options to hit threes that it really allowed Lulu to kind of play without having people in her face all the time. And that has, not been the case early, and she's going to have to figure it out this year.
She is. There's a big weight in her shoulders. There are other people who can score the basketball, but particularly her from downtown is going to be one of their strongest assets.
Versteeg gets cut off on the baseline. And standing on the sideline to receive the pass was Talifai. And so the turnover against Sac State's going to give it back over to California. Six turnovers so far tonight for the Hornets. Twydale. Bears working inside for Langarita. Now a hand on it. Versteeg deflected that, so that should not be a backcourt violation, but the shot clock is down under 10. Twydale gets loose for 3, can't get it to drop. And the Bears will draw another foul as the Hornets trying to battle for that board.
And that was twice. Lola Donez getting in there, getting the offensive rebound, and drawing a foul on the opponents.
Yeah, Lola, that's what she does. She's not going to give you a ton of scoring off the bench, but she's going to give you grittiness. She's going to go in there and make the right play. And, we talked about how they committed a lot of turnovers. She was not one of the offenders on that last year. She did a great job taking care of the basketball as a freshman.
And that's important, especially off the bench, because typically you just don't get as much leash when you're off the bench. You've got a tighter rope that you really have to play with. So if you're a player who can be steady, consistent, bring energy, and do that dirty work like she's doing, you're going to find some minutes.
So she'll knock down the second, and the Cal lead at a modest 2 points as we close in on the final minute of this opening quarter. Versteeg, that was awfully close to a backcourt violation after she got into the front court, but we play on. Oh, that is a tough shot on the drive by Picton.
Beautiful reverse finish, and going away from the trap too, getting on the baseline.
Well, that's a tough shot to make in a game of horse when there's nobody defending you.
She's not very big out there either.
Get a blocking foul here going against the Hornets. And that's going to send the Bears to the free throw line as Sacramento State's over the limit. Boy, the Bears are just struggling early on at the free throw line. Just 2 of 5 so far to get this game started.
I love that they're getting there, but need to be able to knock them down.
And Sheppard keeps the trend going, at least knocks down 1 out of 2. Sharman does feel like this team top to bottom is deeper than last year's team. But last year's team, the top was really good.
Yeah, didn't have quite as deep of a bench, but this is gonna really need to spread the wealth and everyone's gonna need to contribute.
Ball finds its way back to Versteeg. She'll throw it out to the left wing. That 3 bounces a couple of times, and then finally the rebound brought down by Sheppard. Here come the Bears, Twydale. And now Cal will reset the offense.
Smart by Maul to know there, no, not take a quick shot, get the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, good awareness all the way around. I mean, if you had a layup, then you take it, but otherwise burn the clock. And we're gonna get a foul calling against Langarita as she was reaching around, trying to come up with that rebound. That'll be her first foul. Cal, that's only their 2nd foul of the quarter, so no free throws for Sacramento State. They got 3.9. And great job by Sheppard to get 1.7 to go off the clock. J-Tay having a hard time finding anybody, finally does get it in, and the Hornets will not get the shot away in time, and that will close out a very low score. Should be a good year in both conferences, as it always is in the ACC.
Truly.
So out of the timeout, 2nd quarter, the Bears with the basketball first, and yeah, that was a late whistle. I was gonna say, did they not see Taylor Barnes move both feet?
Home court advantage.
But finally, the whistle does come out from Brandon Enterline. The officials tonight, by the way, Brandon Enterline, Rod Creech is actually the crew chief, and Esther Hugh is the 3rd official, as Aaron Culliff wanted his team to stop turning the basketball over. Last 17 possessions for Sac State, they've made just 5 buckets, but they've turned it over 6 times. How good is that by Sheppard? Nobody's gonna get up on her. She'll just take it and drill it.
Exactly, if they're gonna sag off of her, not guard her at the 3-point line, you can set that screen a little bit lower. She can live in that mid-range. Great screen by Langarita there. Sheppard just knocking it down.
Yeah, no hesitation. Oh, I'm open, all right. Here's what I can do. Versteeg throws it into the corner. That 3 won't drop, and here come the Bears yet again. Cal has found their footing. Took a little bit, but they seem to have something going right now. That pass a little bit too much on it from Donez. And so the Bears will give it back over to Sacramento State. 6 turnovers tonight for the Bears so far. Picton was trying to get it to Versteeg, but Sheppard knocks it out of bounds.
The Bears doing a great job of hedging, getting out on that ball screen, not letting the guards turn the corner.
Sharman wants her team to be much more aggressive defensively this year and not kind of fall back into a defense and try to react to what the offense does. She wants them to dictate things on the defensive end.
And I think they have the bigs who can get out. We know Michelle Onya last season was a little foul prone, so you were afraid to always have her out hedging.
How good is that? Dictating some defense and turning it into offense from Mjracle Sheppard, right on cue.
Ooh, and that's what she can do. That's the difference that she brings to this team this season.
Versteeg the other way, and Langarita comes up with a block. So Cal flexing some muscle right now, and they pushed it to a 5-point lead. Looking to add to it on the 3, and they do, as Maul knocks it down. This game. Mjracle Sheppard, originally from Kent, Washington. Played at LSU. Before LSU, she was at Mississippi State, so well-traveled. Versteeg. Boy, Kel's really doing a nice job in staying in front of her. She does draw the foul there, but she has not, aside from that first possession of the game when she drove baseline, she's not had an open look to the basket.
No, she got him on that first clip, like you said, but then they're trapping her, they're hedging, so anytime she comes off a ball screen, she's seeing multiple bodies. Cal's doing a great job of making other people try and beat them.
Yeah, and I think they're aware that, you know, this game's going to go as she goes, and they're doing a great job of making sure she hasn't gotten it going.
Exactly, because she's not only a scorer, she's a playmaker, so she's going to make other things happen. She's going to find people, open shots, little easy dump passes.
208 assists each of the last 2 years. That's the school record. She set it, and then she matched it last year. Sacramento State again showing that 94 feet of defense mentality. Sheppard thought about it, now gets it back, still plenty of time. Walker trying to feed Sheppard, and Sheppard didn't get rid of it before touching out of bounds.
Tough timing as Walker is about to get a 3 seconds, so she's got to step out there. But good cut by Mjracle Sheppard as well.
Versteeg able to get by Donez that time, but can't get it to drop. Offensive rebound, gets the Hornets a second try, and they cash it in for 3. The bucket by Pina Pananen. The Finnish sophomore, played for the national team in Finland. Sheppard tries a 3, and that is one she'd like back. Gets her own, she gets it back, gets her own rebound. How about that jump ball?
Literally went and got it back.
I guess that's the one thing about shooting that ugly of a shot. You know it's not going in. You get a head start on going to get it.
Yeah, she knew right away she went to go grab that. And then O-boards on the other end. So often O-boards lead to 3-point shots, and that's what happened for the Hornets, knocking it down.
Little 5-0 run though for Sacramento State, as they got a chance to tie it on a 3 or get it back to 1 on a 2. Twydale's going to check in on the next dead ball after getting a breather. Versteeg. And that 3 no good. Offensive rebound won't be controlled by Sacramento State, or will it? It was last touched by the Bears. Sacramento State, that's their 6th offensive rebound of the game. That one being a team rebound.
Great hustle by Puff, but yeah, clearly out on her there.
Donez will take a break. Good minutes for her off the bench. And now Aaron Colliff is going to shuffle his lineup, as he'll get Ruby Gray back on. Versteeg feeds it inside. That's a nice interior bounce pass to set up Salavea.
She's dangerous when she gets going because she makes the right reads.
That was just the first dime of the game for Versteeg.
Right there, Walker comes over to help, just makes the perfect read, bounce pass, good finish.
Sacramento State does a good job of stymieing that Bear possession. That's going to be second team foul, as Walker picks up the foul and the turnover.
Sac State doing a good job responding to the run, Cal's run there.
Yeah, it does the second foul of the game on Walker, so she's going to take a seat. Well, Sacramento State, that run was fueled because of all their turnovers, and they've kind of cleaned that up a little bit. Feed inside for Versteeg. She'll kick it out and get it right back. Straight away the three, and that is nothing but twine for Salovea. Kiana Salovea. And Sacramento State, they are on a 10-0 run. Twydale can't get it to drop, and the Hornets trying to add to the run and to the lead. Out of the corner, the three won't drop. Now Puff will take over with the shot clock at 15. Barnes from just beyond the elbow, able to knock it down.
It's a good, high-quality shot, and Barnes is playing the 4, so those post players have got to get out and guard her.
First points of the game for Barnes, who had 17 to lead the Bears in Paris. Picton throws it up, can't get it to go. Twydale, length to the court, and that one intercepted. And now it's the Bears who've been turning it over. Salovea tries another three, just offline, but an offensive rebound and a second chance here by Picton. Versteeg trying to get around Barnes and forces up a bad shot. Nice job of defending without fouling by Barnes.
Really good one-on-one defense.
Morris the other way, pulls the trigger on three. That won't drop. Gray gets out ahead of everybody, and Gray able to get it to go. That was a little Aussie on Aussie crime right there, where they've turned it over 4 times in their last 8 possessions.
And on top of that, they're taking some quick shots. We saw that shot by Puff Morris. Sometimes those quick early shots in the possession are just like a turnover.
So Bears out of the timeout. Trying to see if they can stop the bleeding here. Twydale gets it right back, gives it right back. Langarita loses the basketball. Here come the Hornets again. The three, a little bit too strong, and the Bears come up with the basketball. Mall, she wanted it right back the second she gave it to Langarita and had to wait, and ends up unable to knock it down.
That's another possession where that's not a high-quality shot right now.
It was more of a feel shot. Mall, you could tell she was feeling like she was going to hit it. And I think just that little hesitation, not getting it back in the flow you want, is enough to throw you off.
Exactly. So then the growth is pass that up.
Right.
Move the ball, get it on the next
don't
possession.
force it. It was there, and the moment passed.
Yep.
That was a dangerous pass right there. The Bears are fortunate Mall's able to catch it, but Langarita, that pass was a little bit offline. That foul's going to be on Gray, her second. That's just the first foul of the quarter on Sacramento State, but they're going to give Mall free throws here.
Mall did a great job, first of all, catching that errant pass and then making something happen. She's falling on the ground, flips it up, draws the foul.
Yeah, active shooting. That was...
It's a veteran move.
That is a veteran heads-up play. Unable to knock it down, though. We've seen this is what Cal's done all night at the free throw line. 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 2.
Been a close possession game. Those add up. They can come back to bite you.
And 1 for 2 again. They've done 1 for 2 4 times, and they've missed the first and made the second all 4 times. Picton will bring it up. Gets it right back. Playing Versteeg off the ball a little bit on this possession. Picton trying to make something happen. It does.
And Sac's going away from ball screens because of the traps and the hedges. Now they're just doing a 1-4 flat there, so you can't bring any help. You've got to guard one-on-one.
That three didn't really have good arc on it by Barnes. Oh, that is great by Barnes, though. She misses the shot and hustles up the floor to put herself into the play defensively. You got to love that effort.
Here's the ISO, no ball screen. Lola just on Twidell, on an island, just having to defend. Picton, great job going left with the scoop finish.
Picton with 7 to lead the way for the Hornets.
The Bears have got to talk to Picton, too. You're on your own. ISO, stay squared, because as a guard, you're up there defending. You can't see what's behind you.
By the way, you see the record, Sacramento State, their 2 wins have been impressive. I'd say the 20-point win over Nevada was probably a little bit more impressive than the, I don't know, million-point win over Stanton when they scored 124.
But you mentioned not on many threes, though. So
they only had 7 threes. How do you get 124 points and only hit 7 threes?
A lot of layups, a lot of steals.
They shot like 70% in the game, so I mean everything went in. Stanton was not defending very much. That was a good way for them to open up their new building, by the way. They moved from the Nest into the Well is the name of their new building in Sacramento.
And a great way to boost those percentages for the season. Go ahead and get that shooting percentage up high.
Yeah, I always loved, like, I was a big baseball fan growing up. Like the first week of the season you go and everybody's batting 800. And then the next day their average has plummeted. So the Bears now on the wrong end of the scoreboard, trying to get it back to 1 or possibly a tie, and we're gonna get a whistle and a free throw opportunity coming up here for Sheppard. See if she can break the trend here. And again, they can't make the first free throw. The bugaboo continues. But the consistency on the second free throw.
There's that at least.
1 for 2 is better than 0 for 2. You'll take that every time if that's your choices.
Absolutely.
So Picton continues to control. And the Bears force the turnover. Get it ahead to Sheppard. Sheppard can't get it to go, and the second chance try won't fall either. And the Hornets with Versteeg off the floor, by the way. Hornets throw it away. And now we're going to foul, and falling awkwardly on the shot attempt was Donez, but she'll get back up. By the way, Versteeg with 2 fouls. I suspect we probably won't see her again the rest of this half.
Right. Donez taking a tough fall there, getting hit on the arm. Right in the air. Hit the stanchion a little bit too, but she seems to be all right.
Yeah, and I was kind of looking at that left foot as she dropped too, because that was kind of awkward the way she came down on that ankle. So there was a lot going on there.
The Bears turning.
She breaks the over trend, at least on the first free throw.
This will be the opposite of announcer's jinx.
There you go. 2 for 2, baby. Put it in the books. More importantly, the Bears are back to even here. And they stopped the play because the Hornets had a player at the scorer's table ready to check in, and the officials didn't see it. And now they are going to allow the substitution, and now the Hornets will re-inbound the ball. Nanan was the player that came back in. I'll tell you what, Sacramento State's the all-name team. I don't know if I've ever looked more at the phonetic spellings for like, it's literally every player.
It's got quite a few international
Except
players.
Picton. Picton's the one, keep the ball in Picton's hands. As a broadcaster, that's what you want. Isis Johnson Musa on the floor now for the Bears. One of those 4 freshmen. And she's going to get herself to the free throw line, the Detroit product.
It's a great take going left. I like seeing her be aggressive. Bears doing a really good job of getting to the free throw line, getting downhill into the paint.
And I'm sorry, not a freshman, transfer, one of the new players. Can't get the free throw to go, though. Did not play in the game against Vanderbilt. Sharman has gone 10 deep in this first half. Picton taking her time as the Hornets can take the last shot. And what a great job closing out on defense for Ojukwu. Naya's times, and the Bears have the basketball to start the second half, and we are underway with the third quarter here in Berkeley. And we'll get a whistle here from the far side. Going to be an early call here against Sacramento State. And I believe they got Salavea with the whistle.
It was that third quarter that really hurt the Bears against Vandy. So looking here to see them change that course tonight and come out strong in this third quarter.
Yeah, Vandy had a 19-0 run at one point in that third quarter.
3 seconds.
Nice interior feed, and Walker makes it count as she hits from the doorstep.
That's where Sakima Walker can really shine on this team, giving them some easy down-low looks right there.
First points of the game for Walker. Versteeg had to pick up the dribble and gets it right back. That's not Versteeg's game. She's not a three-point shooter. She does a lot of things, but three-point shooting is not something that she does a lot of.
Great job. Great post position there by Sakima Walker down low with a nice, easy jump hook.
Sheppard. They get it back inside. Offensive rebound, second chance try won't go. But the third try is the charm as Sheppard sneaks in there for the second chance bucket.
It looks like Sharman Smith and the staff looked at that 14-8 points in the paint differential and said, we got to be better inside.
Yeah, and that's the first second chance field goal that the Bears have in this game. They did have a point off of a free throw. And Versteeg says, all right, I need to start getting involved. Just her second make bucket tonight.
Get a stop. You can't do that.
Oh, that's a nice spin move and an even better finish. How good is that out of Taylor Barnes?
Oh, that was nice.
Showing why she was one of the top recruits in college basketball. Out of Grand Prairie, Texas.
Great drive here by Versteeg, taking Puff to the rim. No ball screen, and then Taylor, the spin move right here, step through. That's a nice finish.
They finally get Lulu a look, and she can't get it to go. And that pass a little bit too deep for Gray. Hornets setting up to, again, put on the pressure defense. And Salavea able to get a hand on the basketball, and she knocked it out of bounds off of Walker. So the Bear turnover gets it back over to Sacramento State. Versteeg. Nice job by Morris to get around the screen. Salavea can't get the three to go. And Picton nearly came up with a steal, but she didn't have a teammate to throw it to. Open look for Barnes will not fall. And who touched it last? Cal will still have the basketball. It's just been a strange game. Like there's been really very little rhythm to this contest the entire night.
It's been extremely choppy. The offensive flow hasn't been there. The turnovers. It's almost like it's the beginning of the season, like they're working out the kinks.
Yeah, imagine that. Oh, that's a nice play by Salavea, and she's going to get rewarded. Heads up, threw it off of Twydale. I feel like this is the game where whoever makes the least mistakes is going to come out on top. I mean, that's true a lot, but a lot of times you get outplayed. This is just like somebody's got to figure out a way to just control the basketball. Picked in, wide open look, can't get it to drop.
And say, or a team starts knocking down some open looks.
Yeah. Both teams shooting under 40% from the field. Cal 11 of 32, 34%. Sacramento State 11 of 36, 30.6%.
A lot of rebounds to be had.
There are a lot of rebounds. That's one way to look at it. Oh, Twydale gets pushed in the open court, and they're going to call the foul against Lulu. I didn't see what precipitated that. I only saw the fall, so I'm not going to say that it's a bad call. I just, from what I saw, I'm surprised by the call.
Right, it might have caught the second person in the act.
Picked in. They're working around the outside. Versteeg gets around Morris, but they're going to call the offensive foul on Versteeg, and that's 3 on Versteeg. Actually, that may be Versteeg's 4th.
Goes a little too soon before her post player can get set. That's on the guard there. You have to wait, let your post player get set. Sets up Salavea there for the foul.
Well, when I looked down to see how many Versteeg had, it already said 3 on the monitor. So either they're really fast, which there's normally got to wait a beat, or they're really fast.
Or who did they give it to? Yeah, okay.
It says 3 on Versteeg right now still. So
it was on one of them.
yeah, they assessed that foul to Salavea. So.
Okay.
Versteeg hasn't really shined in the box score tonight, but the Hornets need her on the floor if they're going to have a chance to pull off this upset. Choppy situation there, and the shot won't drop. The Bears come out of there with it. Here comes Puff with the basketball. And we'll get a whistle in transition.
The Bears defensively right now, as soon as Versteeg got into the paint, there were 3 bodies looking at her. They're doing an excellent job on the scouting report.
Twydale On one hand, I kind of wanted her to take that. On the other hand, I admire that she didn't force it if she wasn't feeling it. And we'll get another whistle here against Sacramento State, and that's going to take us to a timeout. We'll step aside exactly midway through quarter number of Cal basketball, as well as a number of other sports. So glad to be aboard for another season here with the ACC network. They work it around to Twydale, and Lulu still looking for her first made three of the night.
That's about as a high-quality, wide-open shot as she's going to find this season.
And that was obviously something they drew up in the timeout to get her a look. Sharman knows how important it is to get her going. Versteeg can't get it to go. And, you know, we touched on it in the first half, but I mean, Lulu, she was fantastic last year. I'm not taking anything away from what she did in knocking down 94 threes, but she did have the benefit of, like, hey, we got to worry about Cremili, and we got to worry about Suarez, and we got to worry about Kayla. I mean, there were a lot of people that could hurt you from outside the arc last year, and now it's like, okay, make sure number 10 doesn't get any looks.
Yeah, it's definitely going to shift the scouting report pressure on her, where people are going to really be able to hyper-focus on her ability to knock down the three. And that's any given team in the context of who the players are around you. She also has much better defensive guards around her this season, so I'm looking for some more run-out, easy buckets.
Picked in, kept the dribble alive through all that. And we're gonna get a double dribble here going against the Sacramento State Hornets, so they'll turn it over. Cal hasn't scored in nearly 4 minutes. Sacramento State hasn't scored in over 4 minutes. So if you've been out getting a snack, you haven't missed anything.
You're good. I do love that all of Cal's 6 points have come in the paint this third quarter.
Three for Sheppard, well off. Ball ping-pongs around and finds its way into the hands of the Hornets. Brooklyn Taylor hands it off. Picton rejects the screen. Now she'll use it. And we'll get a foul. And that's going to go against Sheppard as she was trying to defend the roller. Third foul of the quarter against the Bears. Versteeg taking a long time to get it in, finally does. And then rejected from behind. How good is that? Mjracle Sheppard coming over for the block.
Ooh, that was nice. That athleticism on display. Gets B going baseline, doesn't matter. Timing excellent, coming through without the foul there.
Get that shot out of here. Still 15 on the shot clock for the Hornets. Shot clock down to 4. Versteeg able to get it away and ends the scoring drought that had been nearly 5 minutes long for Sacramento State. Cal, meantime, they haven't scored in nearly 5 minutes themselves. Made their first 3 buckets to start this half and haven't made one since. Maul inside, and the drought continues. The Hornets chance to get it back to 1 or tie it on a 3. Ball knocked away, Picton able to somehow deflect it back over to Versteeg. Shot clock at 5. Versteeg floater, and they're going to call the offensive foul.
Gisela Maul in the right place. They made Versteeg work on this bucket. She had to step through. Before that, she got switched onto her. Bench loving that basket. Always a good sign for Sac State when Verstay's putting the ball in the basket.
By the way, that offensive foul on Verstake, so now she does have 4. So she'll have to take a seat. And that's big, big for the Bears.
Yeah, look for Picton now to start taking over that main ball handler position again.
Barnes, that was great court vision to find the cutting Sheppard. And that's a couple of new teammates demonstrating some chemistry here. That was beautiful.
We saw them switch on defense, and then we see the offensive connection on the other end.
And
great pass right here.
Yeah, as choppy as this game has been, Laisha, that's the kind of play that you look at and you say, okay, you know, they might have something here. They just gotta kind of get some chemistry and get some time together on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've had Mjracle Sheppard was out for a little bit with her hamstring, so she hasn't even had a ton of time to practice. So some of that you're seeing is her actually getting a lot of live reps with her teammates.
Pass it out of the post in the corner. Donez for 3. And the Bears finally make their first triple of the half.
And the pass from Sheppard, she's got her hands, her blueprints all over this game.
Faye turns it over, and here come the Bears. And we'll get a bump and a foul. They're gonna get Abiara.
Great down low, great pass by Sakima. One more on time, on target to Donez in the corner. That's a high quality shot. That's much different than the shots we saw the Bears taking in the second quarter.
Second made 3 of the season for Donez, who made 1 against Vandy. Walker, a high arc on that free throw, knocks it down. Just 1 for 2. By the way, I commented on you. I asked you before we went on the air, these new uniforms for the Bears, and indeed they are, with the green stripe, camo-ish stripe down the side. Kind of liking that look.
They look good. I like them.
Donez says, give me that basketball. Sheppard back for Donez. Oh, what a feed. Sheppard, couldn't make it count, but an offensive rebound and a second chance bucket for Walker. And now the Bears a 6-0 run over the last minute plus. Been an offensive explosion.
And Sheppard's been involved in all of them.
Picton finally ends the bleeding for Sacramento State. Gets it back under 10. That was the largest lead of the game for the Bears. Bears not pushing the pace. They could have tried for a 2-for-1, but instead they're just going to try to get a good one. Walker, no. A lot of contact, and there will be a foul call here going against the Hornets. And they'll get Ruby Gray on the whistle.
Great here, Sakima Walker following her own bucket, putting it in, and then Picton coming off the ball screen just gets clipped. Great hesitation there. Back it out. Big girl doesn't guard her. That's a knockdown.
Meantime, Sheppard to the free throw line on the foul. It was the 3rd of the game on Gray, and Sheppard unable to knock it down. It misses them both. The Bears 9 of 18 at the free throw line. They've gotten there a lot. They just haven't hit them. Sacramento State's only taken 2. Game clock winding down, and that's a nice bucket with time winding down to finish the quarter. Golden Bears in Louisville on the
bad
football
day at the
field.
office.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a big win for the program, and congratulations to them, and no doubt still enjoying that one. Although they got a little time off to enjoy it because they got, I believe, this week off, and then they have a big game coming up against Stanford.
All right, carry that momentum.
Maul unable to get it to drop. Picton with the rebound. Sacramento State still very much in this game, but without their top player, they're going to need to try to burn some time and keep it close before they can get her back in. And Salovea able to get it to go. Maul drew a little contact, no whistle. Offensive rebound taken by the Bears. Second chance try. Donez out of the corner for three.
Same spot, same result. Wide open, knocks it down.
Donez, the only Bear player with multiple makes from downtown tonight. Picton rejected. Here comes Cal the other way. Maul back to Sheppard. And Sheppard able to get it to go.
Sheppard, great job getting to 2 feet there with a nice little floater and great touch.
Bears put it back to a 10-point lead. Fontenberry on with Versteeg on the bench. Salovea takes the three and makes the three. Kiana Salovea.
Her 6'4", 11, 7 boards, 14 points.
By the way, how about on the other side, as Aaron Koloff has decided, you know what, well, I'm going for it. This is basically, you're going for two with 10 seconds left in the game instead of kicking the extra point, because you're taking your shot right now if you're Sacramento State by putting Versteeg back on the floor with 4 fouls. And how about Puff Morris out of the timeout? She comes down the floor after the defensive stop and knocks down the three.
That's not what you wanted if you're Sac State, but you can't let this game get out of control, and the Bears are finding some momentum.
Versteeg feeds it back, and the three is good for Pananen. So still very much in striking distance for the Hornets. Cal trying to see if they can change that. Couple of cracks inside. Maul fights for it. And Maul was stepping on the baseline when she batted it back in play.
Puff right here knocking down the open shot off the ball screen. They go under, hand down, man down. No one's even within a few feet of her.
High screen. Versteeg the feed. And Salovea with the bucket.
Versteeg's timing, she reads the post help so well and just places that ball perfectly.
5th assist for her tonight. As it's back to a 5-point game. Maul. And the Hornets come out of there with the basketball. Chance to get it back to a single possession. Versteeg will take it herself, and she makes it. That is her game. Off the dribble scoring, and it's back to just a 3-point margin. And Sharman Smith wants to use a timeout. And if you're Aaron Call, ACC teams in action today. Of course, when you got a conference of this size, that's going to happen. And overall, a pretty good day, except for NC State. And, you know, Florida State running into a buzzsaw. You know whenever you go to stores that it could be a problem.
Absolutely. USC getting that win without a Juju Watkins. Impressive.
That was impressive out of the timeout. A little shake and bake move out of Barnes. Pushes it back to a 5-point lead. Versteeg somehow gets rid of the basketball. Solovea. Nice job defending without fouling underneath by Walker. Here comes Twydale looking for first points of the game, and finally, with 5:03 remaining in the game, scores for the first time tonight. Versteeg. Solovea kicks it out. Gray for three, misses everything. Donis gets the high screen. Finds Twydale, who will reset the offense. Lulu, that shot gets deflected, but a whistle comes in, and Lulu's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line.
Twydale right here, rebound, does a great job taking it coast to coast, finishing the layup. I love that it came off of a rebound, too. She was one of the players at 7 boards in that Vandy game. And when they lost a lot of rebounding from last season, and Michelle Onya, it's going to need to be a team effort this year. You know, and you and I mentioned that she hadn't scored during that timeout, and we looked at the stat sheet overall. She hadn't done a lot. In my mind, I was thinking, she's got to find a way to impact this game, even if she's not going to be scoring. And since that timeout, she's found a way to impact the game. She heard you, yeah. She got it. mental telepathy. I love that Lulu's not forcing the issue. It's a balance between making yourself be felt in the game and not forcing, and I think she's trying to figure that out. Right, but you can be assertive without forcing. Absolutely. And I feel like you'd like to see a little bit more assertiveness. Yeah, they need her. Knocks them both down, and the Bear lead is back to 9. Solovea into the corner for Ruby Gray, and Ruby Gray, the Hornets Australian import, knocks down the corner 3. Transition bucket the other way. How good is that out of the Bears? And one. So good, and that was off of a made basket. So Cal's displaying their pace right now. Basket goes in the bucket, take it out of bounds, still push it. Sakima Walker running head to rim, and the guard finding her on time, on target. Yeah, and when you find a big who's running the floor, they're going to remember it, and they're going to keep running the floor. Exactly. Walker finishes it off. So the Bears, this is their, well, I was going to say this is their chance to try and put the nail in the coffin here, but Sacramento State is saying we're not done yet. Twydale on the other end. Again, on a made basket, and in practice, Coach Sharman-Smith talked about playing with pace, but still under control. Versteeg. Oh, that was a nice read by her, but her teammate wasn't ready for it as it's off the hands of Pananen. I tell you, the post play really out of Walker has been impressive. She does a tremendous job of sealing low. She does her work before she even catches the basketball, so then her work when she does get the ball is much easier. Solovea, too strong. Walker with the rebound.
This is the Bears' largest lead of the game, and it's even bigger now. They picked the right time to find the accelerator.
Truly.
And call-off wants a timeout. And if you're Sacramento State, now the fact that you really aren't proficient at shooting threes is becoming an issue. Meantime, on the other end, just do what you're doing if you're Cal, and a big part of what you're doing is getting it inside.
You're taking care of the basketball, you're playing defense, turning that defense into offense. That's the ideal world, right? Play good defense, get easy buckets on the other end.
And the Bears have got a lot of time left in this game. Donis comes up with the basketball. That is so good out of the sophomore. And Barnes trailing the three, trailing the play, can't hit the three. But Cal will get a second chance. The long two for Barnes is good. That'll put Barnes in double figures with 10, and now the basketball finds its way again right back into the hands of Barnes. Oh, man.
There, it's a tape it up. And she's an impact player defensively, so that's always tough with an ankle. She's all right.
You just hope it's not that high ankle sprain, because that's the one that's really the one that takes the longest time to heal up. Couple of moves there. Thought maybe Brooklyn Taylor might have traveled. You were making the sign as I was thinking it. The officials let it go. As we close in on the final minute here. Barnes feeds it underneath, and Ojukwu says thank you very much.
Taylor Barnes paced that entire possession. She does not play like a freshman. She plays with experience, with poise, and great tempo.
Versteeg throws up a wild shot. That was a really nice job of defense by Barnes. Held ball is going to be possession arrow in favor of the Bears. I'll tell you what, this final score is going to look kind of more like what everybody probably expected they might see when they look at the scoreboard, but this is not, it didn't get to this final score in any way that you would have expected.
It just took a while to find that run to break the game open. And that's credit to Sac State. Cal did make some errant turnovers, but it was Sac State's pressure. It was the way they adjusted. They went away from ball screens, got their players downhill, continued to crash the rebounds.
Yeah, Cal has scored on 10 straight possessions. So the Bears just burning some clock here and looking to get this one to the finish line. It was a 5-point game with 5:33 to go. 50-45. And I was thinking Sacramento State, they're going to take this thing down to the wire. And then all of a sudden.
Yeah, Versteeg came back in the game. We thought she was going to get opportunity.
Go to the ball. Go.
And Morris still pressuring the ball as we go under 10 seconds. One final shot away, and that's going to close it out. So the Bears victorious in their home opener, and they have won